Welcome back to 20 Years of Doom. I'm Temin.
And I'm Red.
Looks like I recorded this immediately after recording another WOD, which is unlike me. I like to take breaks between these WODs, but you know. So this is Nostromo's run by what's his name? Rich Nostromo Johnston. It's kind of a big single map in the vein of Galaxia, although it doesn't replace the default song with a rad MIDI, so points docked for that, Rich.
Get to listen to some level 1 music, I guess.
I guess so. So I think we're doing recordings in a bit of a strange order for this batch, but I think this is the final WOD in the roster for 95.
All right.
So yeah, that's we're done with this year of WODs almost.
Yeah.
Well, you are. We're not. We gotta record the other ones. But
dang it.
Whatever.
Look forward to weird time travel shenanigans again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But yeah.
So, I guess immediately, one thing I'm noticing is this room has kind of a weird design going on. It's got lots of marble and stone, but these wood pillars or beams just kind of irks me a little. That's kind of weird. It doesn't fit to me.
Yeah, sure. They could have used the marble columns, I guess.
Yeah. Or just some more natural hard texture. Like, this doesn't look like a room that needs to be supported by wood, I guess.
Wood-bearing wood. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this map has a little story in the text document.
Oh,
that's always
do share.
Fun. Yeah, so description. Nostromo's run takes place in an isolated station aboard some alien planet. The base was used for fighter training and mutant entertainment and features a large arena. Humans were being brought to this pleasure ground for the mutants' amusement. As a specially skilled warrior, your assignment is as follows. You will be teleported into the cellar of the main complex. You, and any you wish to have join you, are to clean out the complex of all mutants. Our intelligence sources state that the area is literally infested with all kinds of cretins. Cretins?
Maybe?
Cretin's probably correct. So your mission will be a tough one. Ultimately, you should make your way to the arena, a large open area of which no human has escaped. Our sources also say that getting to the arena is no easy task. The base includes a large maze that can be quite confusing with shifting floors. But I know with your special training, you can hack it. Nostromo's run took me a year to complete, and it's my first WOD. I put so much time and energy into it that at the time I did not believe I would be making a sequel, but because of the stupendous feedback I've received over the last few months, I've begun building a new Nostromo's Run 2. And more sequels are now in the planning stages. See details below the Nostromo's Run project. Thanks for checking it out. I hope you like it. Feedback greatly appreciated.
Well, if he spent a whole year on this thing, it better be a damn big map.
It's decently big. You know, like I said, around the size of Galaxia. But yeah, loses points for no cool MIDI, gains points for being Doom 2 and having the Doom 2 texture set and the super shotgun. But minus points because it has skeletons.
Well, the skeletons were next to explosive barrels when they spawned, which, you know...
It's a tough balancing act.
Yeah. I do enjoy encounters like that, where, I mean, tough enemies are expected, but it's kind of nice when they give you a little bit of a helping hand like that. Maybe something that you can use if you do it right. If you fluff it up, it's all on you.
Sure. Man... I feel like I should mention again that I'm way ahead of the WOD recordings. I am almost done with the 97 WODs. Those ones were particularly rough. We'll get to those later. I think maybe my playstyle's changed a little bit. Maybe not. I'm still kind of hiding behind corners in the later WODs, but don't know. I like to think that I'm at least a little better at vanilla Doom now.
Well, it's always useful to hide behind corners and evade fireballs and other miscellaneous balls of hurt.
Yeah, well, it remains to be seen, I think.
I mean, there's still a lot of years to go.
Yeah, oh boy.
Whoa.
We're on 1995 out of 2017 now. This is our first 2017 recording. Oh my god.
Oh man, welcome to the future.
Goodness.
Again.
Man, I don't know what to say. It's the future.
I don't know. It is the current year.
Yeah. Oh.
Sorry.
So, one of us has recently gotten into Doom mapping if they want to share that.
No. Yeah, I've finally picked it up, and the WADs that I promised to make will eventually come to fruition for sure now, since I'm actually really enjoying Doom mapping more than I ever did with build mapping. Ever.
Yeah.
I really like the textures and colors that Duke Nukem 3D had, but I don't know. There's more to do with the current editor I'm using.
Yeah, build is a bit rough, bit clunky, bit janky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't help that the modern versions of the editor don't do much to help that.
Yeah, they aren't terribly different from the editor that came with the game.
And that's exactly the problem, is they're just modern version of the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for fixing all of the UI issues.
So, I don't think I ever brought this up, but one little line from Masters of Doom that stuck with me was John Carmack on the build engine, since it was meant to be, like a Doom clone competitor thing around the time it were working on a newer engine. John Carmack noted that their engine was a hacked together mess held together by paper clips and gum, and that honestly kind of fits. That engine's really
it does.
janky.
Oof. Build engine is in a world of its own as far as like weird gimmicks go. Like we've talked about some of the weird coding things that are in Doom, like what was it, sector tag 666 and other strange things.
Right.
Certain maps having secret exits and certain conditions.
Basically
apply.
hard-coded stuff that you can't really change without screwing with the EXE.
Right, just some weird stuff. Build engine is nothing but that. I feel.
I mean, not exactly, but I get what you're grasping for.
Right, like there are just a lot more circumstances of that, like lots of hard-coded behaviors and certain things with like textures and enemy behavior and
like if you
certain floors and
if you place any instance of the episode 2 or 3 bosses, they instantly end the level, which is annoying because you can't place those monsters in your maps unless you want that to be the end of the map.
Right. So they can only be like an end of episode. Well, really, they have to be the boss at the end.
Yeah. Plus, oh god, Doom modding is way more flexible with Duke modding. Like you can actually replace textures and stuff without
like
Duke 3D had this whole file of tiles, like a series of tiles files that had however many hundred of the game's tiles, be they sprites or textures, whereas Doom, everything's in the WAD and can be replaced without actually overwriting the files to mind.
Right, because of the WAD system, which is still just I don't think anything has ever really come to top that. The whole WAD structure, just being able to like load assets into the game over the original without overwriting it.
Right.
I mean, we have modding today, but even then, a lot of modding for a long time has been manually overwriting files and backing up your game files when you want to change the game back.
Yeah, well, once we get into more stuff along the lines of Aliens TC, we'll see more instances of stuff like that just because they have to replace the EXE sometimes. But it doesn't happen terribly often, and often the programs that do that automatically create a backup EXE for you. But,
Right.
it's to be expected, I guess. No source ports yet.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Doom mapping is great. That's all I have to say about it, really.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He's only just started, and we've already started coming up with like 1 billion watt ideas. Oh, this is weird. Like some weird slime elevators. I don't get it.
Oh, what the heck? Oh, it's a giant, like, you know Wild Waters? They've got the wave pool. Yeah, it's just Jello.
Okay,
it's the Jello pool.
That's interesting.
So it like ripples up and down really violently, but slowly. This is Jello.
I like to imagine that each individual. Oh God, that could have ended disastrously, but I got lucky, I guess.
Yeah. Just barely out of the line of sight.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been modding Doom myself for, since I found out you could, which is about the same time I got the internet. Which I don't have a solid date on when it happened. I've said early 2000s. I've said late 90s. Pretty sure it was late 90s though. But
yeah, I think I can remember you tooling around with like I want to say like Deep Sea or something way back in the day.
Yeah, well, before that I had Wad Author, which I'm sure I'll have a video on.
Oh, Wad Author! Yeah.
I'm sure that was my first Doom Wad tool. I'm sure I'll make a video of that in the future, but yeah, that was fun. I still remember the website. It was dedicated to the guy's dad who helped him build his first computer and I guess died. I don't really remember, but yeah, it was a good tool for what it was. Still not as good as the modern stuff, but it worked for my purposes. I was able to make my, crappy 1994 tier maps and get that out of my system. I'm pretty sure at least one of those still exists, so...
Oh, man.
I mean, not made in 94, obviously, but early 2000s-ish.
All of this talk about making Doom maps made me come to a sudden realization that I must ask you about, but only after this is over, since it's a little bit out of context and spoilery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll have to wait then.
Yeah, so far I am on the map, though, back to that. I'm kind of getting into this map design as we get further in. There were a couple of segments that were really interesting. I like this outdoor area a lot as well.
Yeah,
It's got a lot going on, but
spent some good time out here. There was a blue key way earlier that I failed to mention that, we still haven't gotten, but we'll get to eventually. A locked door.
Yeah,
it's a bit difficult to talk about map design, I've noticed, but
Yeah, I mean, it all depends, since unless you specifically choreograph out a moment where you're just kind of looking at map details or something, it's going to be there when you're shooting at the things that are there and thanks gone.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And with Doom, it seems like something that's not really entirely worth it, because if you want to honestly take a closer look at the map and stare at all the pretty things, you can always go play it for yourself. It's really easy to get your hands on Doom.
That is true.
Like ludicrously easy to just find Doom 2 somewhere and go play this.
Yeah, sure.
Get a source port, slap it in there, call it good.
I'm pretty sure Doom 2 recently got, well, not maybe recently, but I feel like within the year Doom 2 got released on GOG.
Oh man, I kind of want to check that out and verify that right now. I mean, all of you watching can easily do that yourself, but...
Well, whatever. Yeah, I know Quake for sure is up there. Oops, I'm gonna bleep that.
Doom 2 plus Final Doom. Yes.
Nice. It's been on Steam for a good while, though.
Yeah, but Steam isn't DRM free. GOG is.
Well, I mean, technically the
go buy it from
the
GOG.
Steam version of Doom 2 is you can just take the DOSBox executable out of the base folder and run it wherever you want without Steam running.
Or you can just take Doom2.wad and do all your source port things with that.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Or Doom.wad.
probably the winning strategy. So I finally got the yellow blue key rather, and the
Okay.
BFG. It was kind of it was a pain elemental kind of trap. I dealt with it.
Yeah. Didn't even need that biffage, but well, I mean, you got it for your trouble.
Yeah, sure. That's a skin too. So this is the penultimate area. We've got a
Oh man.
dead icon of sin.
Wait, whoa. I don't think I've ever seen that used in a map, actually.
I've seen it a few times, but I think this is the first, early look we've seen at one of them where he's just used as a texture, more or less.
I really like that.
Yeah.
All right. Points up.
Yeah, some people do neat things with the mouth where they make the mouth little doors that open, like teeth. I'm sure we'll run into at least one of those later on, but I couldn't name any names because I don't remember anything specific, like which one that would be in.
Oh man, here we go.
Yes!
Yeah, biffage!
It's a shame
All
I
right.
couldn't have killed at least one of those mancubuses, but what are you
well,
gonna
there
do?
you Did it now.
And so the thread's been getting exciting too. Like a bunch of people recently have been migrating. Well, not migrating, but coming over from the early FPS thread on games. That's been interesting to see, and it's nice to see that people are catching up and enjoying the stuff we're putting out. Even though sometimes we run into WADs where there's not much to say, it's still fun. But
unfortunately, because of our mission statement, we're always going to run into those tough times where it's just, look, more Doom, but different.
We should. I think this is like the third video for this year of WADs that we brought this up. 96 is a real turning point, I tell you.
Yeah, but it's also, I feel again, as repetitive as it is, it's important to really nail in that, we'll try, but this is the way it has to be this way.
Yeah. Well,
that MP3.
Plus, I'm having a ton of fun going through these old Doom maps.
Absolutely. I've just, at some point, I don't know, maybe I cracked or maybe it just finally stuck on me, but I decided I wanted to start playing these as well. I haven't yet, but getting into Doom mapping has been the first step of just starting to embrace the Doom a little more.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, when you first asked me about Doom editing stuff, I was really surprised, like, oh man, when did you start doing this? This is exciting.
Yeah. Oh, that also reminds me, on Doom editing again, I finally kind of learned scripting from it as well.
Oh,
since
nice.
I was trying to do a thing.
Well,
I mean, I eventually learned code, but trying to script in a Doom editor was something that just didn't quite click yet.
Right, yeah.
But
a bit of
after
nuance.
some time and some looking around and some asking from Tenon, I figured things out, and now a map that started out as basically one room with two giant doors, of which neither worked, even though one was supposed to. I can finally continue that map.
Right.
And maybe eventually throw it up on the thread.
Yeah, real quick, sorry. There was an annoying elevator puzzle I had to solve back there to get the red key. It took me like 10 minutes to figure out, so I cut out a bunch of that. But it let me get to the final arena here.
Okay, yeah, this place is pretty cool. Oh no, Arcvile.
Well, not for long.
No problems here, just biffage.
Nothing like fresh biffage.
Oh, is that a Cyber Oh, yep, Cyber Demon and Spider Mastermind. It's over on the horizon.
It's the requisite boss fight in custom WAD thing, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, are they fighting each other again?
No.
Oh, dang.
I don't remember if they do or not in this level. Well,
I mean, I guess you can technically get the two if you really wanted to.
It would be possible, but I just don't remember if I did it or not. Yeah, because he's in that pit and the Cyber Demon's on the bridge. Doesn't look like it'll work out too well. Oh, also I'm invisible with the Cyber Demon. Oh god, what am I doing? Oh, jeez.
Oh no!
Oh god. Not dead.
That's what you're doing.
Yes!
Yeah, but rocket to the face is still,
Well, yeah. It is really scary when, the screen's all red and you're not actually sure yet if you're dead or not.
Well, I mean, usually you can hear the scream or the wonderful squelch noise,
right?
Or whatever you call it. When you give.
The gib noise.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But I wanted to try and attach a descriptive automatopoeia to it, or whatever the word is.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would spell that, but onomatopoeia is the word you're looking for.
Yep.
And of course, we've got chain guns whittling the very little health I have left. Oh boy.
Thanks, chain. Oh, well, it's a mastermind, not a chain gunner.
No,
guy, but
it was a chain gunner. He was in the cage over there on the left. I took care of him. So yeah, I'm kind of really nervous right now.
Yeah.
Oh
This
boy.
is a bad spot to be in, especially if you lose here, it's back to square one.
Yeah, it's a long map, man. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Nostromo had a little note about playing on ultraviolence regarding difficulty settings. He says he's accounted for all difficulty settings, but he says, "Bet you can't get through ultraviolent without dying at least once. It's very winnable, but you have to spot the tricks. I'll have you know, Rich, I beat it on ultraviolence without dying.
Oh man.
Just barely though.
Well,
oh boy.
well, I'd say you spoiled it, but we're almost there, and well.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's obvious because I kept this tape. So.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, I guess it
though.
wouldn't have been obvious because I still would have had the death reel, but there's no death
Yeah.
reel. Shh. Oh yeah, I'm going back because I'm desperate for health. I found some, and I came back.
Nice. All topped off.
Yeah, just to find out there was a megasphere right there.
Well, now you can get more cells and super top off.
Sure. Alright. Just gotta open up the exit now, I think.
Yep.
Raise the bridge.
Your quick little
do
romp.
whatever that switch does. Oh, the bridge is segmented, I guess.
Oh.
That's neat.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we go.
And
Gotta prep myself for whatever may come next.
oh boy, chain gunners.
Well, I got lucky and they didn't immediately start firing, so there's that.
Yeah, that could have hurt a lot more, but you already megaphered up, so.
Yep.
Oh no.
Map design.
Yeah.
Alright. And yes.
Oh, I was expecting a trick exit, honestly.
yeah, well, you never know
With
with
the dead
these
bodies.
mods. Alright.
And level 2 with the BFG.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks, Rich.
Yep.
Alright.
That was pretty good.
Sure was a doozy.
Yeah, but you did it.
Alright. Next up, if my predictions are correct, the lost episodes of Doom. Stay tuned to find out what that means.
Huh.